here in Illinois. We're at the Sour Farm. Actually, we just showed the TV shows from last year's footage that just ran on the Pursuit channel, and actually you probably saw them here on YouTube if you're watching it, part 1 and part 2. But we're out here again in 2024. It's our 4th or 5th stop in 24, and we're gonna go after some of the raccoons that are eating her cow feed and eating her out of house and home and getting in her barns and everything. But we're working out into this field here. You're gonna see a lot of the same territory that I've showed you in the past. You know, that goes kind of hand in hand with what I mention, you know, quite frequently. If you find a trail that you catch critters on, and you catch something on a specific trail, you can bet that it's going to be a good trail the following year. And you're going to see a lot of the same locations. I'm going to try and get more in depth of why I chose the locations other than just the trail that we see. But I'm going to try and, you know, go more in depth. So for anybody out there that's looking to control the problem critters, the nest raiders, whether they're, you know, getting after your turkeys or your quail or your ducks, or they're eating your corn or your deer feed, whatever, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to handle your problems across the country. I'm going to try probably 4 or 5 parcels here on their farm, which in total is maybe 300 acres all together. And I'm going to try and get about 36 sets in, and I'm going to try and show every set to show you this working line on their property. This 3-4 days, we're probably going to be here 3 nights. We're here 4 days, 3 nights, so it'll be 3 checks, and you'll see each set, and I'm going to run through it. So anybody out there that's looking to get into handling these critters, whether it's your raccoons, your possums, your skunks, we're going to be going to Kansas. We're going to show you coyotes and bobcats next. I leave right from here and go to Kansas for our collaboration with Trapper Jay and Coon Creek. But all in all, this is going to be a video or 2 parts or 3 parts that are going to show you exactly what you need to do to handle the problem critters on your property. So I'm excited to be out here. I always love getting out here with Jenny and her husband Mark and her mom, and you know, she lost her father right about the same time I lost my father, and we've had conversations about that. So we've gone through a lot of that at the same time, and kind of understand how that's affected both of us. But she's running the farm, and I'm out here. I'm going to try and help her out with some of her critters, and hopefully if you're looking to do this, you'll gain something from this over the next few days and be able to institute it on your property. So we're heading into the first location now, and we're going to give it our best effort. Well, we're up here on top. This is the first spot we're stopping at. I'm at the farthest point out, and I'm going to work in, but this is just an awesome place. It's got this field right here that has this fence row, and you can see the fence row, how it goes down along here. Now last year I showed a raccoon right here. I had a raccoon that was caught right by this old log, but you can see the trail where they come right up over it, and the trail goes right out. I mean, you can see how distinct that is. Now that's not deer. Now I know the corn's here and it's cut, but that's not a deer trail. This is a coon trail, possum trail. You can see another trail that comes off of this down into this fence row right here, and that trail goes out along the top. And you know, it isn't anything right there that's too fresh, but I can guarantee you that the raccoons and possums are going to be running right along this top. You can see how this fence row here separates the field edge from the corn, and that's their safety. They're going to run that edge. All of your skunks, possums, raccoons, all of those nest raiders, all of those you know, are just going to work this edge right here. And you can see the trail that moves right along, right off the edge of this. And if you go over here, you can see how distinct that is, going almost like a tire track going down through there. And you got one that comes out right here, right out of there into the cornfield. So that right there is your prime location. You got two trails that intersect each other. You got the one that goes out along, and you got the one that comes up out. And anytime you can find those intersecting trails like that, when you've got these type of locations, that's exactly what you want to set. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put 3 here. Like I said, I want to set 36. We're gonna put 3. We're gonna put one right on that X right there. I call it the X. That's where one goes. We're gonna put one out there as well, maybe about 10 feet. The second one will go right at that X, and the third one's probably gonna go right here. Looks like another X, and it is. You can see the trail that goes out that way, and you can see the trail that goes this way. Now there's probably deer using a couple of those, but that's the exact same trail that those raccoons and possums and everything are using. And that X is right there. And the wide view of it, you can see the trail goes out along, the other trail cuts up over, and you can see right there where it goes down in. So that's the 3 sets we're gonna make here. I'm gonna put the camera on my head. I'm gonna try and do that each place, and it's, you know, just gonna be good information that you guys can all use when you're out there. Could I, you know, depending on the, you know, if I went to Kansas and we have a game camera set up here and there's 10 raccoons on a game feeder, I'm gonna put more than 3 traps. Here, I caught, I think, 2 raccoons last year, so I don't think it's like in Kansas or somewhere where you have that situation. So I'm only gonna put 3. But if you have 10, 12 raccoons working a food pile or coming into a cornfield and you're getting them on the cameras every night across the country, don't just put 3 traps. Put 8, put 10. You know, and really gang up on them, and you're going to go in there and you're going to have a lot of these things taken care of your first night or 2. So we'll put, like I said, 1 there, 1 at that X, and 1 at that X. And I'd fully expect we come back here tomorrow and have something. As I said earlier, we're going to use these green fiberglass stakes. They're about 24 inches long. There's a T pounded on. Really heavy duty. You're going to see how they go in the ground. Definitely these type of farm country situations, these are going to work great, and we're going to give them a good effort. And we're going to grab 3 traps, make sure there's a tag on there, 1 tag, 2 tags, and 3 tags. Wait a second, that one doesn't have a tag. That's why I always check. I have to get a tag on that one. And that one's not got a tag either. What the hell's going on here? I'm starting out great. There's a tag. Perfect. Yeah, make sure you tag your traps out there. Make sure you check the laws. That's 3 traps right there that need tags. So put them there, and we'll put tags on them when we get to the next spot. But you can see this here. This is just a beautiful location. These fence rows, you just can't beat it. We're gonna start right here. This is where we're gonna put the first one, and this is pretty much all it takes. Now, you've seen me use in the past the disposables, and you can use in a cable extension, whatever, but these go right through, and when raccoons pull, they don't pull up on this. That's why these will work, because they don't pull up, they pull to the side. So when you get this in the ground, they're gonna pull to the side and this doesn't come out. There's been times we come up and you can pull the stake right out with your 2 fingers. They've got it all wallowed out because they never pull up. So we're gonna pound that in here right at the X. That's gonna go down in there. 24 inches, that gets in there. And now you can see that's got a full spin because that stake's down through that swivel. So they're gonna wall that out the whole way around, and that's not gonna come out. So that's all we wanna do on that. And then set these, you just pull them back, getting the trigger down in the notch, and good to go. That goes smack dab right here in the middle. That's stable right there. We're gonna get our Coonbuster. This is our crawfish essence. You can see soaked in crawfish oil, about a tablespoon if I can hit the thing. That's pretty good. We'll just add a little bit more. That's all we need there. And then take our magnet trailing scent, a little bit right there, a little bit right there, and that's all we need. And that's the first set. As you can see, it doesn't take much to put these in. We got our first set, trail right here, trail right here, and we got it right where they need to bump their nose on it, and we're good to go. So we'll grab these and head on down to the next spot. But you can just see how the trail is just beat down, and that's going to work for us. Second one's going to go right here at this X, and going to do the same thing. Pound the stake in right here. If I can hit it. Perfect. They're going to be able to go around on that. Same thing. You know, anybody out there that's looking to do this, you can see how easy it truly is. And we're putting that right there. Just going to take our Coonbuster. I spilled most of it, so I'm only going to go half a tablespoon at each time. I got to get a little better at hitting the hole there. And then just taking our magnet, which is a loganberry. And them coons are going to walk along here. They're going to smell that and work that trap and be there for us the next morning. And we'll just go down here to this location, which is another crossing point, and get our stake. Drive this in. You can see these stakes go in pretty good. Get that in there. I always like to leave it up about an inch. You can see how I leave it up. That allows them to work, and that thing's going to rotate around and not get caught up. So that's exactly what we want to do with those stakes. And this goes right there. And the same thing, this is our system. Just a half tablespoon and half tablespoon. That's all you need. And then this one, I got Spawn in here, which is our trout scent. And that's all you need. And that is as easy as it gets. You can see the bait right to the trigger. There's no need to fill these up to the top, just to the trigger. We got one set there, one set here at this cross point, and one right here on the top at this point. And I fully expect we'll come in here tomorrow and have one or two waiting for us. But just a unbelievable, beautiful location to start the day here on the Sour Farm. Get the first one here. You can see right here where they've got the barbed wire. Actually, look at the hair right there where the coons, you can see the coon hair where the barb is catching them right where they're coming through. Look at that coon hair right there. That barb's got them there, and there's some on that barb. So they're literally crawling through the fence right here. So I don't know of a better place to put your trap than right where they're crawling through the fence. So the animals are going to give you the sign. You can see right there the hair on the fence. Let's see if I can get the stake in. There we go. Perfect. Get our trap set. As we showed you before, you're just getting that trigger down in that notch right there. Trigger in the notch, and it's fully set, and it's going to go right smack dab in the middle of the trail right there to where they're going to bump their nose. We'll just put a little magnet. We're going to do that first. Boom, that's all we need there. Take our Coonbuster, and find my spoon. As I said, I'm doing a half a tablespoon twice because I can't seem to get it all in there. And you can see that that's right to about where the trigger is, and that's all you really need. I'll just give a little more for, you know, the sake of it. I brought about 4 gallons of Coonbuster with me, so I'm not gonna run out. But that's it. That sets in right on the edge of this cornfield. These trails, you can see that trail. You can just see a coon or a possum or a skunk working right out that trail, coming through the fence, and they're gonna bump their nose right there. We're gonna actually put one right here too. There's another trail that's coming off of, there's another, I can see it from here. I can see the hair on the barb right there where they're crawling through down under this log. And these trails are all intersecting right here. So we want to get a trap where all these trails are intersecting. So we're going to probably just put it smack dab right here. And we'll get our trap set. And we're gonna put it right there. And with our trailing scent, as I get barbs all over me, trailing scent here, we're just gonna take it here, out into that trail, around, and I don't want to get it on my hammer, but bring it right in. And they're going to hit that sweet scent, and they're obviously going to work right into this, which they just can't pass it up. This crawfish scent, all the different ingredients down in there, just to about the trigger. That's all we need, and that's set number 2. But what a trail that goes along this edge right here. Man, oh man. And we've got it covered. You got the coon hair in the fence. You've got these trails. Got that second set there. Here's another. Man, there's so many different trails intersecting. Now, this would be a perfect spot to put one right here. We got the trail here, trail coming here, and a trail there. But I want to get it close to the cover since I'm not going to gang up here. I'm going to get it close to this cover. Looks like the trail, you can see the trail's just beat down where they're running out along there. There's corn cobs in there. Hell, there's probably 1 or 2 of them living right in there somewhere. Up in one of them cottonwoods or whatever. But we're gonna put it in this bare spot right here. I'm actually gonna cut the distance. There's another place that looks like they're crawling through the fence right here. Trail we have right here, and we have a trail right here, and then a trail here. So we have 3 intersecting trails, and I'm going to take and put the trap right here in the middle of all 3. Got that in. We'll get this set now. Get the trigger down in the notch. Get the trap in right there. Take our magnet, and we're gonna to this trail, through it, to this trail. And that's all we need. Just enough to, they hit their nose on that, they're gonna work right into it. And we'll get our Coonbuster. And that goes in right to the trigger. And that is just ready-made, perfect sets for raccoon, possum, skunk, all your nest raiders. That's all you gotta do. But you can see that trail right down around there. You can see where they're coming through the fence, the hair coming out along this edge right here. I mean, unreal. We got 3 there, 1, 2, and 3. This is that pond that I caught a double one right over there last year. The water was a lot lower last year. It was probably down 3 or 4 feet, and they had a trail right along the edge in the mud, and I ended up taking a double over there. But we also set this right here, and you can see why we set it. Look at that trail, how beat down that is. You can see how it just goes right down in to the bottom there. And that trail is beat down, and it goes the whole way across, the whole way, and you can see how they have it cut right through there. And it goes down, runs right along the side of the pond, comes out right here, and you can see it just is beat down. And I caught 2 possums here last year. I didn't catch any coon on this trip. I caught that double on coon over there, and I didn't catch any coon here, but I caught 2 possums, and that's fine. We took them out of the equation. But you know what? I see a coon track right there. You can see the toes of it right there. You can see the coon track. But I fully expect to have some more action, and every year this set, and on that other side last year I put them down in there because the water was so low, and the trail was just beat down on the water, and I figured that's where I'm gonna put it. But I haven't gotten here yet, but I bet you right over here at the other side there's gonna be another trail like this or close to it. But that's what they'll do when you have ponds like this and waterways. They're gonna run the edges, and then they're gonna cross right at the point. It's either gonna be, the trails will be here on the edges of the pond or water system, or right at the middle point, smack dab in the middle, and they're gonna cut straight across into their cover again. But you can see that's just beat down, and we're gonna put 2 in right here, and I fully expect to come back here and have some critters over the next couple days. But rejuvenate your spirit. I've been in the warehouse for the last basically 2 weeks. A little bit of deer hunting with Hunter. That you know what, we'll show that clip where we planted the tree. After I make these sets, we'll throw that clip in with Hunter and me out in the woods deer hunting, where we planted a tree for my father, and something really cool was there. So it's kind of my dad saying hi to us. Got our stuff. Come over here. Yeah, when you find trails like this right here, you don't pass them up. And we're gonna put it right at the edges. We're gonna put it right at the edge. That's where I want to put it. I don't want to put it out in the middle. I want to put it at the edge in case the animal does decide to run the edge or run this little edge. They, you know, have a chance to get into it right here. But we're gonna put it right on the edge, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So get the stake in the ground. You can see these stakes pound in pretty good. This ground's pretty hard, and we definitely have a stake that's going in the ground, which makes your job a lot easier. You can see how hard it is. That goes in there. Get our Coonbuster. But as I was saying, you want to find these trails on your property, because if you do, I can pretty much guarantee you that those critters are going to come up through and bump their nose right on it and be there waiting for you the next morning. And it doesn't take long. As you can see, that one's in right there where they come out, and we're just going to go over here right on the other side. We're actually going to put it down in on a level spot right here, and we'll pound this in the ground right here. Got that in, that's good. Get the trap set, and if I can get my finger out of the way, and put the trap right there. Perfect. Take our Coonbuster. Oh man, I just cannot hit the hole. That's all right, we'll give them something to chew on before they get there. and they'll be reaching down in for more, and we'll get them on their first pull. This one here, we'll just take our trout trailing scent right there up the road, and we're good. And that's all there is to putting these in. You can see that trail right there. I mean, they got to be down. It's a super highway. They're gonna come sneaking up over here, and they're gonna be waiting for us the next morning. But pretty awesome. We're gonna go down. I guarantee you we're gonna have another trail on that other side where they're doing the same thing if they decide to go that way around that edge of the pond. But find those trails like this, put your sets in accordingly, and you're gonna be successful. Well, we're taking a break from the trap line. We're actually out here in the woods doing some deer hunting today. And not much going on, but I wanted to take a minute and show this. You can see this right here. This is a little tree that has got a buck rub and some deer tracks. Looks like a little scrape. And that tree right there is a tree that Hunter planted last year for his grandfather. This is where my dad used to sit deer hunting, and he would look down over that edge, and just coming in here gives us a chance to feel close to him. And we just planted that tree about a year ago, which is you know, it's amazing. Dad's been gone over a year and a half, but he rubbed Hunter's tree that he put in for him, which is kind of cool. And he left him a few tracks, and quite honestly, I couldn't care if I shoot a deer today or whatever, but it's kind of a sign. Paul letting us know that he's around, and Hunter's grabbing the chairs. You can see him over there. But he was pretty psyched. He come in here and we found his trees with a buck rub. Pretty awesome. Well, here we are just down from where we just set up there. You can see that's where we just set for the two right there. And it's not as distinct, like barren, but you can see the trail coming right there. It comes right here. It goes across the road, and you can see right here where it goes down in around this side. So we do have a distinct trail here. As I said, it's not as bare as you can see as the one down there, but you can see that trail, and it's right on the opposite side, even with this edge. So keep that in mind. The trails will be on the edges of these ponds where they're going to cross these two tracks, and down here was on the edge. And the other place you want to look at is the middle, and I will show you another place in probably an hour where the middle is where they do cross, and I'll talk about that there. But you can see this trail comes right up right here, and we're going to put our trap right smack dab in the middle of it right here. So we'll get this out. And I remember making this set with Jenny and Mark, her husband, the first time I was here. Put one here and one there, and came in the next day and had a double. So maybe we'll have a double here tomorrow as well. But find these trails. Wow, that's a tough one there. But find these trails, and if you put these dog proofs in, you're going to be successful. It just doesn't take much to do it. You know, put the trap in, a little bit of bait, and you are in the game to where you need to be. And we'll get a little bit of trailing scent. Perfect. Good to go on that one. We'll take our hammer, grab our trap and our stake, and go right over here and do the same thing right where the trail goes down into the side there. But you know, if you're just starting out and you're looking to As I said earlier, handle these problem animals on your own ground. It doesn't get much easier than this. Pound a stake in or a cable extension, something that they can't take the trap when you catch them. You just set the trap, you get the notch on the trigger right there. It's set. It goes in the ground right there. You take your bait. Obviously we use our Coonbuster, which is, you can see how wet it is. It's soaked in crawfish essence, pure crawfish. They just cannot walk by it. And then we take our sweet trailing scent or our fish trailing scent, and that's it. But that's as easy as it gets. We've got this pond edge covered, 2 on this trail where it goes across, and 2 down there on that beaten path as well. This is an old beaver flow right here. And you know, these type of situations you're gonna have everywhere across the country, but if you look here, you know, it's an old beaver flow, but look at this trail right here. Those coon, you can see it's even wet. It's wet where they've come out of the water and walked up over there. And look at that trail as it goes up through there, along this, up to the high bank. And you know, I do like high banks, but look at that, narrowing them right down to where they come here and go right along this edge, down and up over there. And the same thing is on the other side as well. And you'll see here when I come across where they're climbing up. You can see where they're going right up over that root right there. And you can see the tracks and everything down in the mud. And what a ready-made spot for a raccoon set. As I said to you, I want to show you how these cable extensions work. And this cable extension, we're just going to put around the base of this tree. We're using a quick link, and we hooked a quick link right to it just like that so it can't get out. And then we're going to take our trap, and I'm going to quick link the swivel right in there, and then all we do is tighten this down, and all 3 of our things are now right there. And that's exactly what we want. Now we can put the trap here. I'm probably going to put it on the other side right over there after we get it set. So I'm going to get it set, trigger down in the notch, and then I'm going to take, and I want to put it right there. I'm going to get them to work it right here where they come down over it. And I'm actually doing this set for more for show and just kind of show you that you can put these DPs anywhere, because this is a little bit more work than you need to do. I could, like I said, I could put the trap up on the high bank, but I wanted to show you how that that cable extension with a quick link works. And so we got the bait in the trap there, and not that we would even need trailing scent here, but we'll just right there, and you can see that set is ready to go right where they come down off of that bank. Cable extension to the tree, and if one comes down through there, which I'm betting there will tonight, we will have a critter waiting for us there. Last year I showed this. I caught those 2 beaver up here, probably maybe 200-300 yards. This was lower, and I caught a skunk right under there, and I caught a coon right here. So I had a DP there and a DP here, and I ended up getting a skunk and a raccoon along with the 2 beaver up there. So this one here, I'm gonna put it right there at the top of the trail, and I'm gonna stake it in right here. See if I can get my stake in. Yeah, that's pretty hard. Actually, what we're gonna do, we're not gonna finagle that. We're just gonna put one right here, right where they're walking down the trail, coming in here. That's gonna be sufficient for that. And we'll pound that stake in right here. Perfect. We'll get it set. And actually what we're gonna do with the other one, we're gonna go to the top of the bank and we're gonna show you the high bank over there. We'll get that trap in there. There we go. Stable. And then, so I don't forget, can't catch them without bait usually. So we need to take our Coonbuster right down in there to the trigger. That's all we need on that. And real quickly, a little bit of trailing scent right there. And then I'm gonna take a long way here and go up on the high bank. And you can see the high bank trail. Actually, I'm glad I'm coming up. You can see the trail right here on the high bank. And sometimes they're going down and sometimes they're coming out high. So what a better spot to put it than right here where they're coming. Sometimes they're gonna go down that way. Sometimes they're gonna go down that way. So what better spot to put your trap than right here? So I'm glad I came up here as opposed to putting it down there. So we're gonna drive our stake in. We are definitely giving the fiberglass stakes a try. If these work, we are gonna bring them to market because they are very durable. Actually, I'm up here and I think I almost put my knee. Look at that pile of fresh coon scat. Look at all the corn that's in that. Bunch of corn. So we're gonna put this trap right by it. Take our trailing scent right there. Take our Coonbuster. Spoon, there it is. And get that down in the trap right there. Perfect. And they are not gonna walk by this. We've got covered. I'm actually glad we did come up here because you can see this top bank trail right here that splits off and goes either that way left over to the high bank over there or goes down to the creek edge where we showed you at the bottom. And as I stand, I better watch where I'm sitting or standing. You can see another pile of fresh, I mean real fresh coon scat right there. So fresh coon scat, fresh coon scat. If we don't have something here tomorrow, I'll be really surprised. We're gonna give it a little bit more of a magnet just to move him around and have him here tomorrow. But look at that pile. I mean, you can't get much fresher than that. I mean, look how wet that is. That's wet. Wet. I mean, look how moist that is. That's last night. And that one was too, because I stepped right in it and I smushed it right to the ground. But look at that trail that comes out across here. Cuts down. We should have some action here tomorrow. Got one here, one over there by that root, and one down here at the bottom. Hell, we might come back here and have a triple. Or we might come back here and not have any. That's the one thing about trapping, you never know. But we're in a good spot, as you can see. I see those guys out in the Midwest where I am. You know, Iowa, Kansas, those areas that have these cornfields like this right here. These are the type of places that they're catching a lot of those coons. You know, you catch 1,000 coons, you got to have a lot of coons to catch. And you're gonna look for these high bank type situations that funnel them in. I mean, what better place than this right here, where you have both sides of the stream, high bank into a low bank into a high bank. You just don't get any better than that, and it's ready made. And if you have the population of critters, you put a lot of these sets in, you're gonna catch a lot of these critters as well, and you're gonna save money on your deer feed. You're gonna save, you know, harassment on your turkeys, your quail, your ducks, all those different things. So hopefully this is helping you out, but this location here is one that you want to look for anywhere across the country. Well, here's that situation that I have every year. You can just see this trail is just beat down. We've showed this 5 or 6 times. We've caught coon after coon after coon, opossum, coon, right here where this comes out. This field right here, this year, there's a new trail also. About 10 yards over, you can see another trail coming right out of the middle and going across, just like that. Now, that one's not as distinct. I stopped the truck right on the trail here, but you can see this one goes right here, and they've got it beat down. This trail we've showed before many times, and you can see how it's beat down across to the other side. The other one, the new one, comes out and it's right here. It's just not as distinct as that other one. So we're gonna just continue to set what we've set before. We're gonna put, actually this year we're gonna put 3. We're gonna put one on this side. You can see that trail. It's unbelievable how they have that beat down. And that's another case of year after year after year. Actually, you can see my old catch circle right here. You can see where I had this stake before right there, and you can see the old catch circle from a previous year where it was just beat down. But that trail goes down in there. Obviously, there's deer working it too. You can see the buck rub right there. But deer, when they come out into a field, they don't walk a straight line across. They disperse. The trail will come out of the woods and kind of stop right here because the deer will disperse this way and that way. This is a small game trail. That's raccoon, possum, and skunk guaranteed. And we're gonna put our trap to where we make them bump their nose as usual right on it. And that is our system. Our system is basically stake the trap no matter what you are using. We're using these fiberglass, putting these to the test on this trip, but whether it's our ground talon, we showed you a cable extension. You want to stake your trap, and once you stake your trap, we're going to set it and basically put some bait in it and forget it. But that's as simple as it gets right there. We're gonna get our Coonbuster. I just filled them back up so I had enough for these sets. But that's our system. We're putting the stake in the ground, making sure that they don't run away with it. Set the Duke dog proof, put our Coonbuster in it, and then we top it off with just a little magnet trailing scent right there. All of that works together. These coons and everything are going to come out these trails and bump their nose right on that, and they're going to be waiting to get that trap for us tomorrow morning. It doesn't get any easier than that. This is just perfect. Right here, you can see that trail goes right up through there, and we're going to go to the other side and set it over there. The one thing, as you can see, I'm right on the edge of the field as well. I definitely want to catch any critters that are running this edge and also coming out of the trail. I don't want to put it down in the woods, because if there is something out here in the field, he's not going to find it if it's down in there. But right there, we're good to go, and we're going to go across. I mean, you can just see it's just beat down at meanders. And that's raccoon, Opossum and skunk, and look right there, you can see all the tracks. Fresh track right there, fresh track. And you can't beat it. I mean, that is just unbelievable right there. How cool. But what a beautiful day. You can see right here, just going down in the woods. We've showed them here before, and I would think we're probably going to show them here again with the way this is beat down. And as always, year after year, all of these sets, you find them, you catch a critter one year, you're going to be able to catch a critter every year, because every critter is going to run the same trails. Got our stake in, trap, get the trigger down in the notch just like that. You can see that trigger goes in that notch right there. It doesn't take much. We do have setters for these if your hands aren't strong enough to pull it back. Basically, a 5-year-old can set them. That's how easy they are. Coonbuster, down in there, right to the trigger. Get our lid on there, and then take our magnet just a little bit right there, and we're good. We are not on the other side, but on this side right here. Since this trail is so distinct out there quite a ways, and it branches off, you can also see a little bit of a trail right there. It's not being used as much, but that trail does come up out of there, and they are using that. This was never here before. It's always only ever been this trail over here to the left. And this is a new trail, but we're gonna put one right here as well. So that gives us 3 here, and who knows, we may have a triple here tomorrow. But you can see that's only about 10-15 yards. That's been the main trail over here to the right, year after year after year. And as you can see, the contours of the land, that's the point. And that point is the shortest point to the other side. And that's what you're gonna have when you have any woodlots like this. Those trails are gonna be the shortest point between the 2 edges, because the critters don't wanna be out in the middle of this field any more than they have to. So we're gonna get another trap, and obviously I'm setting, so I gotta take some more off of here. Make sure that it has a trap tag, perfect. Get a stake, and we're gonna come down here and put one on this trail as well. But I fully expect, I mean, you got all this sign, I fully expect to at least have something in one of these 3 sets tomorrow, maybe a double and maybe a triple. But as always, it is trapping, and they may not come through tonight. It may take them, I think I set this last year and I didn't catch anything, I think the first couple nights, and I was like, man, how does that trail not hit? But the 3rd day I come in here, and you just saw that footage, I believe I had a double the 3rd night. So we got that right in the middle of the trail. We can do the magnet first, it doesn't matter what order, but we'll get that on there, and then take our Coonbuster. And this Coonbuster is soaked in crawfish oil, and I really think that that is what sets it apart. This cylinder, the DP, if anybody's ever been down south, that basically resembles a crawfish burrow. They burrow up the mud, and raccoons come and they're used to reaching their hands down in there, pulling and reaching, grabbing for crawfish. We got a crawfish smell coming out of there. We have the sweet trailer, the loganberry with the magnet, and they come through here, they bump their nose, and they just do not walk by. But pretty good. We got one there. We got one right here on the main trail, which has been the main trail since I've been coming here for 4 years. And you can see it's just beat down. But right at this point, and anywhere across the country, you have these fields. I mean, whether it's corn or hay or soybean, it doesn't matter. They're going to take the shortest point. And the shortest point, as you can see, is right here where they're coming out. Shortest point, and that's where the trail is. And you can see it's just beat down. It goes under the truck. And then you get to this side, and it's just, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, how's it get any better than that? Right here at the middle point was where that coon trail was, and imagine that. There it is again. Look at how they have this packed down right here where they go down in along the edge. I mean, this is just beat down. And you can see how it goes down in right here, down into the woods, and comes out right here and goes across down in there. Look at that. They have that all hollowed out where they go down to the left, and they also go down to the right. So it's as I said earlier when I was setting the one dam breast, sometimes the trail's in the middle and not on the ends. I'm sure there's a, we'll go over and look real quick, but I'm sure there's a trail on this end, but we caught them there last year, and that's where we're going to set them. But there's probably a trail over here somewhere. Yeah, you can see this trail here. Look, you can see right here. Now, that's a good trail too. You can see where it comes right off the end. This is the end of the pond, and look where they come up here. See how they have that wore down? That's not deer. That's mostly, there's probably deer doing that to go down and get water, but that is also a coon trail. They are going to work that and work around, but I'm going to stay with what worked last year and put the two right here in the middle where you can see that there aren't no deer working this trail. This is a game trail that I'm looking for. This is raccoons, possums, and skunks. That ain't no deer trail right here. See, that's perfect. Now, like I said, you can catch coons on that end, and you can catch coons on that end where those trails are, because they're on the ends, and that's where them coons are going to work around. But this trail right here is specifically raccoon and possum and skunk. So just going to do the same thing we did last year. Pound one in, put it right here, and move forward down the line with some more. So we'll pound this in right here. Get that pounded in. Get the trap set. If I can get the grass out of the way. Got grass all over it. But this is just ready-made right here. Pound it right in the middle here. Perfect. Take our Coonbuster. Grab our spoon. And this is the only thing we do when we set dog proofs for raccoons. We don't try and do 1,000 different things. There's a lot of different things that you can do. There's a lot of baits and lures on the market that will probably work for you. We use our Coonbuster magnet, and we are very successful with this system. That's all we do. Every set we make, it's the same thing. We might switch it up with our spawn, because I do like the trout oil. The trout is more of a sentimental thing with my father, who loved trout fishing, and so I make a trailing scent with the trout, which is the spawn. But and I'm getting late in the day here. I can't hit the head of the thing. There we go. Get this set. Once again, get our bait. Good. And the last thing that we're going to do is top it off with our trailing set. There we go. We've got 2 sets in here now, right where the critters are gonna run. Coming right up the middle, boom and boom. We'll get them coming up out. We'll get them coming up out of there as well, or we'll get them both coming one way. But these type of situations, they're gonna run all along these edges. There's no need for you to go down in there though and find the trails down there. They're all gonna work up and over these little 2 tracks. Trails are always gonna be on the edge, the middle, and the edge. Pretty much every place you go, no matter where you're at across country, these pond situations, that's where the trails are gonna be. Edge, middle, edge. Some of them are gonna be used more. Some of them are gonna be combination deer and bigger game animals. Find these that this is not a big game animal. There's no way deer are walking down that trail right there. That is specifically raccoon, possum, and skunk. So that's pretty good. We got this set, and hopefully we'll come in and show you tomorrow some critters to prove that we know what the hell we're talking about. Well, here's another situation that, you know, the sign is going to be told to you by the critters. I just left that area and I'm driving up and I'm like, wow, that's a hell of a game trail there. Look at that beat down trail right there. You can see coming out of this edge, short point again, coming up. Look at this trail. Going right across the middle of the field. And as I said earlier, that is not a deer trail. That is your game trail. That's your small game. That's going to be your raccoon, possum, and skunk. I know it gets redundant, but deer, when they come out of an area, they come out, and when they hit a field edge, they disperse. They go left, they go right, they may go straight once in a while, but they hit an edge of a field and they just kind of meander along. These small critters, your raccoons, your possums, your skunks, come out and they take a beeline to the next cover. And you can see this trail here is beat down. This was not here last year. This was not here for the last 3 years I've come through here. I don't drive by these trails and not notice them. Can't drive by it now without putting some traps there. So we're gonna put 2 more on this trail. And we're gonna do it right where the field edge meets the woods. So we're gonna go over there to right at the edge. We're gonna put one in there, and I'm gonna put one right over here at the edge where the trail meets right there. Find these trails, no matter where you're at, find them, put your traps on them accordingly, and you are going to be successful as well. Well, it's the end of the day. The daylight's fading fast, and I just put 2 in right here. You may recognize it. This is the cattle feed yacht, and I've got it's a little different than last year, but you can see where they go up under, along the side next to those hay bales in there, and you can see I got a DP right there. And then right down here around the corner, there's actually a really nice trail, and there's some fresh coon scat, and you can see where the trail goes out over under the tractor trail right here, and you can see the trap right there where they go in and mess with all of that. But just an awesome day. We've got 36 sets out. It's exactly what I wanted to get out. What a fitting end of the day. That's a beautiful painting right there to end the day on, and it's always nice to be out here at the Sour Farm. I love getting out here with Jenny and Mark, and it's just peaceful. It's nice and peaceful, and I mean, what a great day. Sunny, about 35, 36, maybe 40 degrees, but just an awesome end of the day. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Can't get much better than that, and we'll be out here tomorrow showing some checks, hopefully showing some critters, showing that our system works, and we'll be putting more in the ground, and we'll talk about those spots when we do. But all in all, pretty good day, and look forward to getting out here tomorrow. The brand is so much bigger than myself or anybody involved with what we're doing. It's the tradition of, you know, it's that woodsmanship that these kids and even adults can learn just by being out there. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get people involved, trying to get people to feel that. And every time you go out there with them, you're experiencing that outdoors through them. You know, we're showing the simplicity of things, and we're trying to debunk a lot of those myths that you know, maybe scares people away from doing it at times, thinking that, oh, it's just too hard, there's too much into it. No, it's pretty easy, and we're going to show you how easy it is, and you're going to be able to go out and do it.
Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. Become the steward of your own land or lease. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.